Our interviews and reviews are produced and edited by Amy Salat, Phyllis Myers, Sam Brigger, Lauren Krenzel, Teresa Madden, Anne-Marie Baldonado, Thea Challoner, Seth Kelly, Susan McKee. Our digital media producer is Molly C.V. Nesper. Roberta Shora directs the show. I'm Terry Gross.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from Progressive Insurance with Snapshot, which monitors safe driving habits to determine a personalized rate at progressive.com. Not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents. And from Imaginable Futures, supporting the Institute for Women's Policy Research, working to close inequality gaps for women and improve the economic well-being of families. IWPR.org.
WNYC's Winter Fund Drive is happening now. We took a risk and cut the length of this drive in half, but our financial goal remains the same as a full-length drive, to raise all the money we need to fund the news and programs you rely on. We can only succeed if you take action right now. So please, help us raise all the money in half the time. Donate at WNYC.org or call 888-376-WNYC.
Support for WNYC comes from Audible Theater's Drinking in America, written and originated by Eric Bogosian. This new interpretation stars Andre Royo from The Wire. Previews begin March 10th at the Minetta Lane Theater. Tickets at drinkinginamericaplay.com.
Tomorrow on Morning Edition, hear about a new study that suggests climate change is making back-to-back hurricanes more common, which could make it tougher for coastal communities to recover. Tune in for that and more on Morning Edition on 93.9 FM or AM 820. You can live stream it too at WNYC.org. For the rest of this evening, the clouds are going to gradually blow away, low around 32 tonight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 45. Rain possible tomorrow night, low 42. Again, a chance of rain on Thursday. It's going to get warm again, high near 56.
This is WNYC, FM, HD, and AM New York.
The Darien Gap is a wild and mountainous jungle that connects Colombia with Panama. Migrants, including tens of thousands of children, are risking their lives to cross it.
Parents really believe that at home, wherever home is, there is no hope of a good life for their children.
Also today, a Ukrainian rock star who claims his superpower is inspiring people. How Vyacheslav Varkachuk is coming up with ways to keep fellow Ukrainians motivated to fight.
We recorded a cover of the famous song You Are So Beautiful. We spelled it like UA So Beautiful because UA, it's a sign of Ukraine.
Plus, a German museum where you take in the art with your eyes and nose.
Nutmeg, cloves, rosemary, cinnamon.
Pairing historic works of art with the aromas of the time. I'm Marco Werman, all that and more, today on The World.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Speer. House Democrats are gathered in Baltimore to craft a strategy to win back the majority in 2024. NPR's Barbara Sprunt reports President Biden rallied lawmakers as the headliner of the conference.
President Biden was in his element as he ticked through legislation he signed into law, including the bipartisan infrastructure bill and a sweeping climate and healthcare package. He called on House Democrats to sell those accomplishments to the American people.
Folks, y'all know how much we've gotten done, but a lot of the country still doesn't know it. That's why the big job in front of us is implementing the laws we passed, so people start to see it in their lives, all the benefits that are there because you produced it for them. You stepped up and got it done.
Biden repeated a phrase that's been a staple in recent speeches and is likely to be a mantra on the campaign trail in 2024. Democrats want to finish the job. Barbara Sprunt, NPR News, Baltimore.
Residents near a February train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, are struggling to understand whether or not their homes will be safe to live in. From member station WESA, Oliver Morrison reports the uncertainty is having effects on the real estate market there.
Realtors say people who agreed to buy homes in East Palestine have backed out. Some have stopped looking, and that some families with young children are planning to move soon. Some homes are still selling at their originally agreed upon price, but that's not always the case. Catherine Ash, a realtor who works near East Palestine, says one recent home listing from a couple getting a divorce has only received one offer, and it was very low.
It was insulting. They, are already in this terrible situation, and then now they feel like they're getting kicked in the face.
Ash worries that nervous homeowners might start selling low and tank the market. For NPR News, I'm Oliver Morrison in Pittsburgh.
Pilots at Delta Airlines have approved a new contract that will ultimately give them a 34% pay raise, as well as other benefits. NPR's David Shaper reports the new deal sets a high bar for other airlines to meet as they each negotiate contracts with their own pilots.
The union representing Delta's 15,000 pilots calls it an industry-leading contract that will give them an immediate 18% boost in pay and up to 34% in raises over 4 years. The deal also includes improvements to quality of life, vacation, health care, and other benefits. American Airlines says the Delta deal profoundly changes the economics for the entire industry. And that airline tries to hammer out an agreement with its pilots who have already rejected an offer of a 19% pay raise over 2 years. Pilot contract talks are underway at United, Southwest, and other airlines too. Pilot pay is rising sharply even at the smallest airlines as the industry copes with a pilot shortage. David Shaper, NPR News.
A mixed close on Wall Street today. The Dow was up 5 points. The Nasdaq fell 76 points. The S&P dropped 18 points today. This is NPR. With Ukrainian forces coming under relentless assault in the city of Bakhmut, military officials now say they may be prepared to pull some troops back. Remarks appearing to suggest Russia could capture the eastern city that is viewed as a symbol of Ukrainian resistance to Russian occupation. Kremlin forces have staged a bloody month-long offensive to take the city, which has pretty much become a ghost town. New York City will pay millions to demonstrators who sued the police department for its response to racial justice protests in 2020. Those protests in response to the murder of George Floyd by police in Minneapolis. NPR's Jasmine Gards reports New York and the NYPD received criticism over how they responded.
Back in June of 2020 in the Bronx, New York, more than 300 protesters say they were mistreated by the NYPD. Among the accusations, that they were not allowed to leave, that despite protesting peacefully, they were hit with batons and pepper spray, and that they were detained by officers who were not wearing masks at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The proposed settlement would award protesters at least $21,500 to each. It first has to be approved by a federal judge. Jasmine Garst, NPR News, New York.
As Alaska's most famous sled dog race moves into a century, things appear to be getting off to a rough start, partly due to the economy. Only 33 mushers are participating in the ceremonial start of the annual Iditarod Trail sled dog race Saturday. It's the smallest field ever in the nearly 1,000-mile race through the Alaska wilderness. The race has taken a number of hits in recent years. I'm Jack Speer, NPR News in Washington.
Support for NPR comes from Angie. Angie's List is now Angie, dedicated to helping homeowners get home projects done well, from everyday repairs to dream remodels. Reviews, pricing, and booking are at Angie.com or on the Angie app. This is NPR.
Support for the World comes from NRC Health, with a reminder that people are so much more